I knew as a kid, I graduated high school in '89, and my parents didn't have a lot of money. So it was one of those things, if I didn't do this, it was going to be something that probably I either going to end up in jail or do something I shouldn't be doing. So military is something I wanted to do. But my deal was when I was over there in Fort Benning, we didn't know Desert Shield, Desert Storm was going on. We all started getting 2 weeks extra training of MOP level 3 gear training, which is where you do a lot of chemical training. We're all questioning it because we didn't have newspapers, telephone, TV. And then all of a sudden, when we're graduating at Fort Benning, they're telling us, well, all you guys are being activated. And we're going, what? I said, most of us are National Guard, Army Reserves. I got over there in the country. We landed in Bagram. Okay, I seen a lot of stuff, heard stories. Then didn't really still sink in until I got to actually at Bob Metal. I'm out in the middle of nowhere by the Pakistan border. We've seen bomb craters, all this. And then I relieved over 20 MPs. I was only one MP relieving that whole platoon. And they said they lost 7 guys in 1 month. And so I looked at the wall in my office, and sure enough, a lot of them, got blown up in IEDs and shot. And I thought, this is getting scary. And then we started getting attacked right away, bombs coming in, 107 rounds landing in our fob. And we're going, what are they doing? So then reality started setting in. This is dangerous. I'm going to be, I could get killed, and I won't be going home. So yeah, reality really kicked in pretty hard on a lot of us, and we really didn't realize what we got into. I was over on the ANA side with my interpreter. We were talking, and I was talking to the ANA guys, and we were trying to find out where this cache was and get ready to go outside the wire to the Taliban area and go and attack them and take off this cache, which is a lot of weapons. And we heard a whistling coming over the thing, not really thinking nothing about it. And it was a 107 round. What they do is they shoot them from the mountains in Hail Marys, we call them. Shoot them and land them in the fob and try to hope they hit somebody. It actually landed on the ANA side on our fob, which I was on their side at the time, hit the tree. And at the time, I didn't have no body armor, nothing on because we were inside the fob. It hit, and I remember my ears were ringing. I was disoriented big time. I didn't know what happened. I didn't get no shrapnel, but I was close enough where it really put me a major concussion. And we get up and I hear everybody screaming, yelling, and looking up one guy. He looked like he was in bad shape. So we're grabbing him. I can't hardly hear. It was muffled. And didn't really think a lot to it. And they said, well, we want to see you too. And they checked. I had a little bit of blood in my ears. They said, it's probably from that concussion you just had. They marked it down, gave me a bunch of Motrin. And I said, we need to send you to Germany to have it checked out. And I said, no, I can't. I said, I'll stay here, and if I'm not better in 12 hours, I'll go. So I stalled off and told the colonel, and he said, we'll see what we can do, but we have to document it. And there's other times it was in vehicles, IEDs, stuff I got hit, but the main one was really that one because that started messing with my vision. This was actually towards the last of the tour. So I went to Walter Reed, and they started doing CAT scans, radiation in my head. They said, you had multiple concussions, like 3 in a row in the last 6 months. I said, yeah, your vision's getting really bad. Because we had a record when you first went in and then a record when you were over there so we could see something traumatic happen. So I went, and once we got back to Fort Sill, I had to go get eye surgery. So I had to correct that because that concussions really messed my vision. Then they said, we're going to do a bunch of MRIs, and my back, spine was all messed up, my neck, my shoulders. And they found a lot of injuries on me. And so I sat there for 2 years, almost a little over 2.5 years, in the medical unit going through physical therapy and everything like that. Finally, at the end of that, they said, we can't let you go back to service. I volunteer my time, service. I'm on veterans councils. I go help speak and represent people injured like myself. And I mean, it was just, my whole life changed when I got back. Everything changed.
What do you get out of helping others?
It's my way of giving back, I think. I feel for them because I know what struggles I went through, PTSD, everything else, TBIs, and I'm still struggling to this day on stuff. But it gets my mind off of it. So when I go and help them out, it kind of gives me a purpose. And so I feel good when other people get helped, and I know what they're going through because I can relate. I can't just sit at home and sit there and just kind of rot away, as I call it. I have to go out and help people and do something. It's definitely a badge of honor. I mean, I take it as an honor, but sometimes I take it as we kind of joke about it, which I hate to say, but our sense of humor that we forgot to duck. That's how we look at it. Like, I just couldn't get out of the way in time. Something happened. It's not that I was a bad soldier and I couldn't do it, but that's just kind of what it means to me. I mean, it means the world to me. I mean, more than a lot of the other awards I got high up awards, a whole bunch, but it's just that one's more personal. I went through, and I kind of feel like I earned it, but I don't want to go around and tell people I earned it, but yes, it's something I had to go through my medical, and I feel like I earned it more going through my medical stuff because it took away from my family and all that. I couldn't be home.